Dear students, continuing about the subject, today I would discuss and give you all the zest of the subject along with its brief history. Ethology has been derived from two words, ethos meaning character or habit or custom, and logos meaning discourse or study, that is character study. Motor activities of an organism interacting with the environment. So, how the individual interacts with their environment is ethology. Behavior includes all those processes by which an animal senses the external world and the internal state of its response to changes which it perceives. So, actually, how an organism behaves depends upon the external stimuli which is perceived by the individual, and because of that external stimuli, there is a change in the internal condition, and because of this change, the individual organism responds, and that is behavior. Ethology deals with the study of behavior and its natural habitat, but definitely in its natural habitat. But to study ethology, we can depend upon the laboratory experimentation. But we are just trying to study it in lab condition. Although when we talk about the subject, it is behavior in its natural habitat, and then only it would be its natural behavior. The display of a specific behavior pattern of an organism is dependent on its genetic makeup and the environment in which it inhabits. So, definitely, when we talk about a behavior of an organism, uh, the genetic makeup is responsible, but in addition to it, the environment in which it lives is also responsible for its behavior, the way it responds to the external environment where it is living. Physiology, psychology, and neurobiology are the backbones of behavioral studies because these are all responsible for a specific character. If there is a change in the internal physiology, then the response is different. If there is a difference in your psychological state, in what state you are, the behavior would be different. And similarly, the neurobiology, which includes the functioning and working of the brain and nervous system, is responsible uh, for a kind of behavior one elicits. Backbone includes five parameters: patterns, stimuli, mechanisms, levels, and consequences. Now, pattern is a behavioral unit which occurs after a stimulus. The stimulus is any information which an organism perceives through its sense organs and responds to it. So the stimulus you get, you feel the intensity maybe of light, heat, and then you respond in a particular way. Only specific informations are interpreted and used in motor activity. That is a behavioral stimulus. A stimulus may be useful at one time but becomes useless in another accession, another time. Now, if it's raining, you would like to move towards a shelter. So, if you're standing outside and it is raining, you would like to move towards a shelter. But if you are already under a shelter and it is raining, it is not going to give any response, maybe. So, the stimulus is the same, that is the falling of the rain, but the response is different because once you would move towards the shelter, at other times, because you're already in the shelter, you may keep sitting there. In the mechanisms of behavior, perceptual, neuroendocrinological, locomotor activities, and different systems working in relation to it come. The level or quantity of behavior will depend on the nature of stimulus. Finally, the consequences of performing an act. The consequences may be of short term or long term effect. Behavior, therefore, is externally visible activity of an animal in which a coordinated pattern of sensory, motor, and associated neural activity responds to changing external or internal conditions has been defined by Beck et al. In 1981. A response to external and internal stimuli following integration of sensory, neural, endocrine, and effector components. Behavior has a genetic basis, hence is subject to natural selection. and it commonly can be modified through experience as per Starr and Taggart, defined in 1992. Observable activity of an organism. Anything an organism does that involves action and or response to stimulation is behavior as per Wallace et al. 1991. Behavior can be defined as the way an organism responds to stimulation has been suggested by Davis 1966. What an animal does, very simple, in very simple words, has been said by Reverend Johnson in 1989. All observable or otherwise measurable muscular and secretory responses and related phenomena such as changes in blood flow and surface pigments in response to changes in an animal's internal and external environment is behavior as per Grieg and Burke. Now, Tinbergen's four types of questions, which includes proximate and ultimate, and in proximate the two words mechanistic or causation and developmental. By asking about causation, we study how the nerves, muscles, hormones, and brains of animals are coordinated to produce the amazing complexity of animal behavior. So, whatever the animal responds because of the cause and the mechanism, like right now I said, if it rains you move, so the rain you perceive as a stimulus, and then the brain gets this information, it is raining, I cannot keep wet, I cannot be in this water, I need to move, and then your skeletal system and muscles act in the form that you move away from that place towards a shelter. By asking about development, we study how genes, learning, and other environmental factors shape the behavior of growing animals. So, that is a developmental stage. If you're in a young stage, do you respond in the same way as you respond when you become an adult, or there is difference in the behavior at the young stage and at the adult stage? So that is actually, it would all depend upon the genes, that is the innate, and the learning which you learn through experience with the advancement of age. The ultimate, covering survival value and evolutionary or phylogenetic aspect. By asking how a behavior helps an animal to survive and reproduce, we study how natural selection has shaped its behavior. By asking about evolution, we study how an animal's ancestors behaved in the past. Was there any difference, or it is still the same? So, has there been any change in the evolution or the phylogeny of behavior with the evolution? History. So, just discussing the brief history of ethology of the subject. What causes an animal to behave in a particular way were first realized by Aristotle. The scientific study of ethology was done by Gilbert White and Charles Leroy. Charles Darwin is regarded as the father of scientific study of ethology. Two of his books, The Expression of the Emotions in Man and Animals and The Descent of Man and Selection in Relation to Sex, are the supportive documents about his study and work related to ethology. Other works and their contributions include George Romance, who published his book on animal intelligence, Conway Lloyd, who published his book Introduction to Comparative Psychology. H.S. Jennings made extensive studies on protozoans and studied the behavior of lower organisms. Sharrington's book, The Integrative Action of the Nervous System, was published in 1906, which is related to the study of behavior. In 1930, Konrad Lorenz and Nico Tinbergen coined the term ethology for the study of animal behavior. They emphasized the importance of straightforward observations of animal behavior under natural conditions. In 1951, Nico Tinbergen published The Study of Instincts, which is an authoritative book on the comparative study of animal behavior patterns and their evolution. Other books include Social Behavior in Animals and The Animal in Its World. Cannon explained physiological causes of behavior in mammals, particularly human beings. His publication includes bodily changes in pain, hunger, fear, and rage. Ray Carpenter in 1931 studied the social behavior of howler monkeys. Pavlov gave the concept of conditioned reflex, which we would be studying in details when we study or deal with the learning behavior in animals. Darling in 1937 in his book A Herd of Red Deer explained the technique of studying large mammals under field conditions. Skinner in 1938 explained operant conditioning in the behavior of organisms. He designed the Skinner box by which one can study different patterns. Carl von Frisch contributed to communication in honeybees, that is, bee language systems. Moving on further, in short, just about the branches of ethology. Ethophysiology, which deals with the physiological aspects. Ethoendocrinology is one part, which is the relation between hormones and behavior, while neuroethology is relation between sensory processes, nervous system, and particular act of behavior. Ethogenetics deals with genetic makeup of an individual, which influences the behavior pattern of an organism. Ecoethology, definitely as the word indicates, environment influencing behavioral patterns. Human ethology is associated with the study of human behavior, and sociobiology incorporates the study of ethology and population biology. Thank you.